Hello everyone, we're here with another grounded video, and in today's video we're going over the storage area for the basketball court, the back alley. So you already seen the build video for this court where I have the bleachers, the team playing the game, the rest of the guys riding the bench. Well, you have to store all that stuff, including have to have space for some of the sinks. You have to have replacements in case something breaks. So I put a little alleyway back here, and then I decided to add a few extra things because this is a cafe that's kind of connected. So it shares the alleyway for storage. First thing we'll talk about, this is supposed to be a bird picture or whatever, but that looks more like a foot of someone stepping to the character's right. So that's kind of what I went with. We'll get that in just a second. When I was putting in these like chairs and stuff back here, my viewers during stream were like, no, it can't be neat. It needs to look a little messed up. Some of it's neat, some of it's messy. It looks a little more the way you would expect to find a storage alley like this, including like a roof that's in disrepair, a couple extra basketball goals in case, something happens, tables for either the announcers or up in the VIP boxes, seats for the actual players from the bench, extra sinks, water tanks, which is more for that cafe than anything, and then the shoe selling area, which is why I pointed out that picture down there looked like a foot, because we have our off-name brand shoe seller, Spilt Coffee, one of my members. I built her a little spot in this area. They have a spot for her customer to sit down, spot for her to sit down, a weevil to help guard her, along with an aphid for the alarm. Different boxes for her to put stuff in. I don't remember why we put a whole bunch of Shinobu Sneeze or pollen in here. That was supposed to be Shinobu Sneeze. There they are. Shinobu Sneeze. In case Johnny Law comes out there, she can drop the smoke on the ground and disappear through a little crawl space. That's what that's for. So she does have the Shinobu Sneeze to disappear if she needs to. These are for her shoes. A weapon in case her client decides to get, refuses to pay. And of course, more shoes and decoration for the hell of it. So let's go ahead and switch over to creative mode and let's get this all going. This is not going to be a very long build video. I didn't want to do it with the basketball court because the basketball court was already kind of long. So I kind of wanted to keep my videos from getting too long. So let me go ahead and switch over and we'll get this going. So I'll be back in just a moment. All right, and we're back. So I'm in creative now. As you can see, I've got the alleyway set up. I had to spend some time building up this wall, but that's okay. So we're going to start with the front of the alley, the entrance, because there is a building that is coming up in the build series next to this. It's 2 weed stem walls high, 2 weed stem walls forward, just like so. And then I'm trying to find the roof pieces. There they are. I needed to go in the right spot. That's the right spot. So now I want this roof to look like it's kind of in disrepair and needing help. So I'm going to use the angled walls of that to let me get up. Now this roof doesn't always want to sink down properly. Sometimes it wants to just stay out and do its own thing. And yes, the roof is supposed to look like it has holes and such. It's supposed to look like it needs help. The last few sections obviously won't, because that's where the shoe dealings are happening, which starts right here. It's 3 sections short, plus the back wall. So we're going to go and just do this all the way 1 section short of hitting the edge of, the building. All right, we want to stop 1 section short. This is where that brick wall is. This is where all the dealings happen. And this is where all the stuff is stored. So let's get this back wall built real quick. We're going to make it as high as the exterior wall next to it. There we go. Now, this one, I find it's best to do in first person and squat down, open your build radial, bring up your pebblet ramps, and rotate them so they slope in. That way you have a nice smooth side on each side on the outside edge. And then because these aren't super bright, I decided to put one of those in there so that when you're crawling through, there's a little bit of light to get through. Like I said, they're not super bright, but it's still there. All right, 1, 2, 3. I put the roof a little too far. There we go. So 3 full sections off the back, because that's where I have my shoe dealer sitting at. I got to make sure I say shoe dealer and not just dealer, because that would sound bad. So a little a wall sunken halfway down. We will be getting half wall soon, but right now that's what we have to do for a half wall, just to sink it down to make it look, well, like a half wall. But half walls should be in the next update, according to the pictures they showed us on their Twitter feed a couple weeks ago. Now here we have all the different storage. Like I said, you have your seat for your customer, your seat for the seller, and then a couple of baskets back here to hold merchandise. Now, if you're trying to get the baskets to go into the wall, I suggest put the blueprints for the baskets down first. If this was not created, there would be blueprints instead. Then come back with your blueprint for the foundation on top of that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Right now, it doesn't want to work for me. But that's why I also have the shelf, too. You can also, from the outside, if you wanted to have that shelf there, since we don't have half foundations, looks just the same. And in here, there's a shelf. Now, right in the middle of that, I had a light, because around that light, I went with the half curved stem floors. That way there was a hole in the back for the light to sit. Put a few more little baskets on top, you know, boxes for more shoes. Anyway, so that's enough of those. Put a weapon rack here. You know, you might need a weapon. Like I said, there was the stuffed critters in here. I'm not going to do those because that requires way too much stuff. And some artwork as well. So in front of that, to help block the view, because from this end, you don't want to be able to see it clearly. You want to, yes, you see a little bit of a glow of a light, but that's just going to be a light at the end of the alleyway. We're going to come back and start obscuring some of the view of what's going on back here. And it's probably best to, if you're OCD, this is not going to be your favorite build, possibly, because they're supposed to be in here. They're supposed to be crooked. The stuff, you know, in a storage area is never always neat and orderly. Sometimes it is, but not always. Just making sure I wasn't going too far. I do have to leave space to put the asphalt goals. So you have to kind of work your way through all the stuff. Now you're at this end, the view is blocked. This gap right here where it's too wide. And I'll get up on top and show you guys the layout of the roof as well. I managed to squeeze 4 of them in here. 3 might only fit in creative. And that's okay. You know, I don't need a whole bunch. I do need my mouse to all of a sudden stop being weird. So like I said, these just kind of get tossed in here haphazardly. You can maybe make a few of them nice and neat, but it's probably a good idea to have, you know, a couple of them off just to make it look like actual storage. And then, like I said, I had that sign right there. Now that is the back alleyway that I have where the shoe dealer likes to spend her time. So up at the top on the roof, it's the full length of the basketball court plus 1. So that's 12. Actually, the roof itself is 12 because the 13th section on the end down there, sorry, 15, and the 16th section on the end down there is the foundations. But you have full roofs all the way to the 3rd spot, and then we missing one on the left. Full roof, missing 2 on the left. then missing one on the right, missing one on the left, two full roof pieces. When I say full roof, I mean the pieces coming together, no gaps. Then one on the right, one on the left, and then the last 3 sections above where the entrepreneurship of the shoe dealership is happening is 3 full sections up to the wall. And that, of course, also gives us our little crawl space. So she can sit here, her client can sit there, no one can see what's going on from that end, and if she does hear someone coming, she can escape quickly. But that is the little area I added onto the outside of the basketball court. Basically gave that spot to Spilt Coffee, one of my members, as the shoe dealer. If you're in my Discord, you'll see that. That's why she has shoe dealer by her name in my Discord. It's because of this area right here. So if you guys like this content, would like to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications. Until next video, you guys have a good one.